There's that. Could be live-ish. Somewhat live. Approximately live. All right. Well, we've been waiting all day to see what this storm is going to do. And it does appear like we have one, maybe even two storms trying. We got storm down here. This is over here in Oklahoma. We have a little bit of a tornado watch, as you can see, over here near Lawton, Duncan, Chickasha, Anadarko, Hobart, New Cordell, Clinton, Elk City, Sayre out there. And we do have an enhanced risk of for severe weather, 10% chance for tornadoes. And we have our first tornado warning of the day. That's going to be for Cheyenne, Strong City. All need to be in their safe spots here in Oklahoma. The storm is also warned for 1.75-inch hail or 60-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah, I mean, we got a storm firing here. It is trying. It may try to do something. I have no idea how long this stream will be. This storm could die eventually, and then that'll be it. But hey, we're here just in case. Feel kind of bad. I mean, it's a pretty unpopulated region, but there are some folks that live out here, like over here near Cheyenne, have a decent little populated center over there, and we have another little population center over here near Strong City, and probably a couple of people speckled in between. So if you know anybody that lives out here, just make sure that you are letting them know we've got a tornado warning out over in this area, and folks need to be getting into their safe spots. Elsewhere, we have a couple of other spots of severe weather. We've got severe weather back over here near Midland, some 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds heading up towards Tarzan and Lenora. And also, we got another one over here heading into Big Spring, Texas with the same thing, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. And then back up here, east of Lubbock, we got 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds on this dude over here near Jayton. And yeah, that's going to be kind of the main threats out there. Really not much more to talk about. We've had a couple of thunderstorms out over here in the Alabama region near Mobile, south of Montgomery, and that's pretty much it. So not a super active time out there, but hey, we have a chaser out there that is currently on this storm. So, you know, if anything does happen, hopefully we'll be able to get some sort of view of what's happening on the ground. But again, you know, it is kind of nighttime. As you can see out there, let me see. It is a little bit of the lack of sunlight variety out over here in Oklahoma, as you can tell, due to the lack of photons out there. Only photons out there right now are coming from lightning, cell phone towers, or headlights. Hey, maybe we'll see some. You know, we had that one storm that wedged out in Kansas, and it was nighttime, and we still got a couple of views of that. There was a couple of other storms before with the same kind of deal, and we see them. So there's enough lightning, I think, on this storm for us to get some sort of ground report from the chasers out there. And if need be, we'll use another chaser, but I severely doubt that we're going to be using anybody other than Storm Runner Media. We'll see. Lack of the sunlight variety. Yeah. There's as you could tell, it might not be obvious, but there is no sun. The sun has gone to sleep. It seems a little strange. These storms are moving southeast, and the storms last week were moving northeast. Is because of the high and low pressures. Well, what's going on out there right now is not a whole lot of flow. We can come over here to our meso analysis. This storm is, there is a possibility. It doesn't last for that long, but as you can see here, look at this. There's only one area in the environment right now where we don't have a surface inversion, and that is where the storm is right now. It's right there in this little pocket, and there's just a little bit of uncapped 5,000 joules per kilogram there, and this storm is sitting in a storm relative velocity of around 400. So, you know, it's in an environment in where it might try to do something. Lower level lapse rates, at least around this storm, are just barely hanging on. Might not be high enough to see a tornado. But we do have a tornado warning, so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. It is pretty much a kind of a hairline environment. So we'll see. This storm probably has about 30 minutes to an hour to produce, if I had to guess. We'll see. We shall see. And thank you, Paul, for subscribing. Thank you so much. Hey, Links. New profile picture. Really? It looks like the... Are you sure? It looks the same. It looks the same. Hopefully everybody's doing all right and has been enjoying somewhat of a break from the severe weather. We did have some tornadoes in the middle of a field in Colorado. There was EF2 damage on that storm, believe it or not. We had an EF2 in Colorado, and that was a damage indicator from a phone pole. Yukon, Oklahoma. Let me see where Yukon is. Let me see if the storm's about the Yukon. Let me see. You are in tornado watch. You're back over here, though. I really think the chances of this storm doing anything is pretty darn low. But if it does, that's why there is a tornado watch for you. It is kind of in a capped environment. SRH is a little bit higher up here, but the lapse rates are way lower up there. So question marks on that one. But if this will be your storm over there near Yukon, if it can mature. Yeah, if you guys are just now tuning in, we do have a tornado warning over here in Cheyenne and Strong City. If you guys live there, you need to be in your safe spots. Waiting for Storm Runner Media to get into range here. Let's listen in to see what the radio, the Chaser radio, is talking about. There's actually a land spout in Florida today, I'm pretty sure. Do we think the cap's going to break? No, it's kind of doing the opposite right now. It's filling in completely almost. The only spot where the cap hasn't filled in, the surface inversion hasn't filled in, is pretty much right where this storm is. So this storm has a little bit of time to produce.
So this, chat, is a road you would not want to be on if it's
raining. Yes, dirt and rain do not mix. Well, actually, they do mix actually very well, and they turn into mud very fast. But it seems like we got some dry dirt, which is good for wheels. Very good for wheels. Let's, okay, we're starting to get a peer back into the storm. I think. We might not be looking at the storm with that camera. I honestly could not tell you. Just looks like a black void. If we can get any helpful lightning.
Roof just can't really see anything. Whatever it's going to be is going to be right here.
Yeah. There's definitely some rotation in those hay bales.
It could be.
Thank you, Terry, for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is the storm we're talking about. We're technically looking at on Storm Runner Media's feed. Is this one over here? We don't have a really good picture of this storm, unfortunately. Let me check from this radar. Yeah, this storm is in the definition of a radar hole here. As far as I can tell, it doesn't seem like there is too much rotation on it, but we've had some reports of some rapid rotation underneath this storm, so I don't think the radar is really capturing this storm and what it's really doing in reality. So I would still be in your safe spots there in Cheyenne and Strong City. The storm is still in an environment in where it could produce a tornado and maybe even a strong tornado. So I definitely wouldn't let your guard down. There still is just a fraction of an environment still left for this storm to tap into. Altus, Oklahoma. I think Altus isn't Alt. Let me do a search. Altus. I feel like I know where that is. Yeah, you guys are not in the tornado watch. And the storm should be more of like it shouldn't be as big of a tornado threat as the time it gets down there, but I wouldn't necessarily rule out a tornado threat in your area. If I come over here to
a new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
Tomorrow will be a dangerous wind day. It could be, yeah. Yeah, we talked a little bit about it on the forecast. So we just got a new severe thunderstorm watch come in. Let me see if that populates on the map here at all. Is that up here? It looks like they have extended potentially. Yeah, this one was issued 5 minutes ago. That one was issued 5 minutes ago. Yeah, all of these were issued 5 minutes ago. 2 minutes ago. Yeah. So we got a severe thunderstorm watch, I think extended a little bit further into the night. Got a couple of some pretty decent storms over here near Limon and Hugo here in Colorado Springs. It looks like probabilities are mainly for wind and hail with a small probability of tornadoes as those push off to the east. This storm over here near Limon actually has some ping pong ball sized hail in there. So keep your eyes out for that. Tornado watch in Lawton. Yeah, tornado watch is for Lawton for tonight. But I got a feeling we're going to know before this storm gets to Lawton just how high of a probability that will truly be. Watching from England, well, welcome. Yeah, the waters in the Gulf of Mexico are cooking right now. It's crazy. Apparently, we got a 90-degree temperature reading already down over here near Key West. So the Gulf of Mexico is technically ready for some hurricane activity. But I looked at the ensembles not too long ago, and it still doesn't seem like we have any signals, any tropical signals yet to talk about, except for if you live out in the middle of the Eastern Pacific, or if you're doing any boating out there, you might have to worry about that. But no signals for the United States at the moment, thankfully. Nothing really sticking out. But hey, we are getting kind of close. Getting kind of close to hurricane season. You never know. Eventually, we might get our first signal, our first tropical signal of the year. But still nothing. Gulf of America. That's funny. It's a good joke. All right, latest change, or latest scan over here. North and west of Strong City. Still have what appears to be something over there. Again, still don't really know how accurate that signal is, but we do still have a view out over here. Let's go check back in and see if we can see anything in the void, in the storm void.
Well, hey, it looks like all the conga line's already all the way down there, so we don't have to worry about that.
Whatever is in this storm should be pretty close to them.
Well, I'm making the stationary statement just because it's moving at 3?
Thank you, Cheryl, for the $20. Thanks for being on. Did Chaz get his treats? Yes, he did. He's been munching on them. Thank you so much for sending that, by the way. Huge shout out to Cheryl for we got a wish list now. You guys begged, and I finally caved on the wish list. And so people are now able to buy stuff for Chaz and stuff for me, I guess. I don't know why you guys want that so bad, but it's there now. You think it'll produce a tornado? I think it has a short-term chance. Yeah. The one thing that can happen here is that the storm is relatively mature right now. As you can see by our echo tops, we have about 59,000 foot echo tops, which is pretty high up there. So it's a pretty darn mature storm right now. But there's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of question marks about whether or not, because the environment around this storm is definitely potent. But the question is, does it really take advantage of all that environment? And I don't really see a reason why it can't. There's no real big arguments against this storm right now.
A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
I think that's the same thunderstorm watch. Yeah, I think they just issued another graphic out there for it. Yeah, Jennifer, you did. Yes, you did. Jennifer and Wendy as well. It was Jennifer or Jen S, which I guess is you, Jennifer S. Wendy, and then also Cheryl Masters. Happen at night? Yeah, it can. It definitely can. The thing is that there's a lot going for this storm. In the short term, the environment is just ripe enough to where this could definitely still have that possibility of spitting out a strong tornado. Let me see what our significant tornado parameter is around this storm at the moment. Yeah, it's around 7 in the effective layer. Look at this. It's around 7 there. So definitely could definitely see a strong tornado. And that storm is pretty much smack dab in the center of that. Latest velocities are looking pretty interesting as well. Still, don't really know how much to take that seriously, but that looks like strong rotation to me. So if you live in Strong City and Cheyenne here in Oklahoma, I would be in your safe spots. Let's come check back in, see if Storm Media is seeing anything yet.
Are you, is it 33, are you dropping south on 283, the road that all the other chasers are on?
And they're pretty much right next to that stronger rotation.
Yeah, because it's pretty much your only option.
Does Huntsville, Alabama look rainy and thundery? Maybe some severe weather tomorrow. Hit or miss. Kind of like what happened today.
Oh, I mean, we can let the whole conga line get way ahead of it, and then if it does decide to produce, we can approach it from the north.
That was a big old thunder.
I know it's the Oaks KC radar, but it's got the meso like pretty much overhead here. I think we're still sitting pretty much where we need to be.
And that's another thing. The storm really isn't moving that fast. It's moving at like 10 to 15 miles per hour right now. You know, I do have lumbar support.
Lighten up the sky here, guys.
If we need lightning, like right around the mezzo, like you just saw the right edge of the mezzo there.
I'm gonna move up east a little bit. I don't plan to go south yet, but at least get. Actually, I'll wait for this car to pass. It's coming first. Yeah, I don't know where I am. I mean, I know where I am. I don't know why. I like.
Connor's just like, I don't know where I am.
All I was gonna do is go east. Yeah, you should be starting to get into a good spot now. That next road that you go.
And that mesocyclone is like right above them.
It's a pretty good field.
We just can't get the right lightning bolt. There's a lot of lightning happening off to the right, but it needs to happen more center.
It did just get better. I'm gonna go a little bit north.
I was saying if you go north to the next east-west road off that, we're literally pretty much right up.
Turn them up a little bit. Yeah, I think I can. Let me see.
So you guys could just head your way.
You hear it a little bit better now?
On like 8120 or something. If you didn't want to touch 33 or 283. There's flies in here now.
It should be better there. But yeah, that's the current look at the storm. Can't really see much yet. But yeah. Can't really see much. Branson, Missouri. Yeah, I think you guys are in a little bit, or you were in a severe weather. Yeah, you are in a little bit of a severe weather risk, a little marginal risk over there in Nevada, Bolivar, Marshfield, Springfield, Monette, and Neosho. I think you guys already have some storms out there. Yeah, you have storms starting to fire out over there near Pittsburgh and Springfield. Pretty low chance of severe weather, but I wouldn't rule out, especially some rain and thunder to interrupt your night sleep. But I wouldn't be overly concerned about, any tornadoes or anything like that. Are the velocities actually accurate? I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. But this storm is in the definition of a radar hole. If you look up radar hole, this storm would be there. So I don't know. I honestly have no idea what's happening on the surface. This radar is saying strong rotation. This radar to the south is saying some rotation, but not super consolidated yet. This radar was just saying stronger rotation, but now it's not. And then over here from Oklahoma City, this radar is saying maybe some strong rotation. But again, just keep in mind, we are looking at the mid-levels of our storm right now. So we don't really have a great understanding of what is happening at the surface. When you have a radar that's super far away from the storm, the further it is from so just think of a radar beam going at an angle, right? So the farther the storm is from that radar, the higher you're going to be looking up into the storm. You want to be looking at the surface to see if a storm is eminently tornadic. Storms can rotate all the time in the mid-levels and not really do anything at the surface. So unfortunately, we are missing quite a bit of data at the surface. But that's why we have Storm Media who's out there. Not really sure what we're going to see given the lack of lightning. But I mean, one thing that they do have that is also very helpful is their radio. Everybody's reporting on the storm, and You got all the experts like Brandon Kopic, Connor Croft, Freddie McKinney, all reporting on what they're seeing.
So probably shouldn't have had the window open the whole time. More than likely. That's probably.
Yeah, I would appreciate a little more lightning.
Yeah, lightning would be appreciated, highly appreciated.
I don't know about that. Yeah, you got no lighting on this thing. I can't see anything that's happening. Every
There could be a tornado on the ground, to be honest, and we would never know.
Direction. That's just like, jeez.
To be honest, there could be a tornado like right in front of us. I don't think the winds are indicating that, but that's just how dark it is and how much we are lacking in the lightning department. Oh, there is maybe a little bit of a sneak peek back there.
Weird on every radar. Every radar has a different perspective on the storm.
Yep. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Not fun. Brandon almost got hit by lightning. Wow.
I'm gonna be real. I think it's dying.
It's looking less favorable on radar right now. See, whatever mezzo looks like it is on top of you, Freddie, right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think about the storm, to be honest, but the bottom line is, Cheyenne, Strong City, not only do you need to be in your safe spots, you need to be sending emails to your local officials out here to try to get a radar, maybe in Elk City. Elk City radar would be awesome because, unfortunately, this is just another learning opportunity for the folks that live out here, which is, hey, every time that you potentially have a tornado environment in your area, we will never be able to tell you anything other than what the storm chasers are saying, which in most cases would be fine if it was during the day. But, you know, if it gets during the nighttime and no one really has a great view on a storm, we're just not going to be able to tell you anything. So radar is very important, as you can see, and you guys need to be trying to get your local officials to get you one. Little update on our storm over here near Canton. This one's not too far away to tell you that it doesn't really have much rotation at all, but it still has a little bit of a hail threat, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds moving down towards 51A. Send me a screenshot of the mezzo. All right, that could be helpful. Let me see. It is raining outside of my house. Yeah, this was a screenshot from Storm Runner Media's feed, so we can show it. And I don't know. There's nothing really there that's sticking out to me as like something identifiable. That could be an outflow boundary. That could be a wall cloud. We might not even be looking in the right area. It could be further back off in the rain there. I have no idea. This is the no idea storm of the century here. Looks like a storm to you. Yep. That is certainly a storm. That could be Chazzy Noodle, exactly. It could be anything. I will say, just based off of its presentation, it does not seem like this storm is latching on to anything. I don't know. Bottom line is Strong City and Cheyenne need to be in their safe spots. I apologize. What is going on in my area? Am I about to get some thunders, lightning? As long as there's no microbursts, we should be all right. I'm always so scared. So scared when a storm is in my area because I'm just afraid the power is going to go out midstream because it happens so often. What's the other storm? This storm over here near Canton, warned for 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Needs to latch onto a boundary. Right now, it seems pretty elevated and pretty disorganized at this moment. You can kind of see there is a little bit of an outflow boundary nearby it, though. So, hey, maybe it tries to do something eventually. We'll see. Getting frost in Wisconsin? What? I'm not the person to talk about temperatures because I never look at them. Not even in my forecast. Because, yeah. I can tell you it's going to be cold, but I can't tell you your exact temperature. Your weather radar app we'll be better on that. But let me see here. Oh yeah, wow, almost 30s there in Wisconsin. Jeez Louise, y'all need to keep that up there. Thank you, CEO Core, for becoming a WIMD member. Thank you so much. Been chilly for no reason up here. Yeah, that's way too cold for summer. That is not a white girl summer up there in Wisconsin. Makes it hard not to miss. Whoa. What do you say? Hopefully I didn't read that out loud. I think you, Jennifer, becoming a WIMD member as well for a whole month. Thank you. Snow in the mountains in New Hampshire. Wow. And this storm is looking kind of funky. Not gonna lie. You see how this little area just kind of gets left behind here? It like moves down to the south and just kind of gets left behind. Looks kind of outflow dominant right now. I'm not going to lie. I don't know, though. Let me look on velocities. Do we have any? Doesn't look as bad on velocities. Let's check Amarillo. Yeah, Amarillo is definitely the most bullish on the storm and of all of our radars, but they're all kind of saying the same thing. Yeah, that one says the same thing as that one. Yeah, honestly, when 3 out of 4 of our radars are saying really not a whole lot of rotation, probably should trust that over the Amarillo radar. I think this one right now is our closest one. Let me see what weather-wise suggests. It suggests this radar, actually. All right, we just got a new extension of our severe thunderstorm warning. They have upgraded it a little bit to now $half sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Hitchcock over here in Oklahoma. Twister is forming. I don't know. I have no idea. The storm's in a radar hole, and our chasers aren't getting enough lightning to really see what's happening. Let's listen in, though. Maybe somebody's reporting something.
All right, keep them down there.
They're all coming down.
We are kind of flying blind.
This thing, it might be at like 10,000 feet now.
How's everybody's Saturday night going, though?
So what's the bet? Should we start blasting east towards El Reno and keep that Canton storm in play? What do you guys think?
That's what I'm doing.
I just cut you off. I didn't know I had that power. But yeah, I'm blasting towards my hotel. That storm up there is still far in the stable area. Like the lapse rates up there are probably like 5 and 7.
Doing great. Nice.
Watch this 60 DPC core up here, Brandon, at like.
Nice. Good Lamar, Alabama got a sunset and a rainbow. All right.
A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
That's a new one. Is it? No, that's still for up there, it says. Yeah, it's still for Colorado, I think. Let me just do a refresh.
A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
That's odd. No, this one's in Kansas. Okay. But that one's already been there. I don't know. This was issued just now, but weren't we just looking at this a while ago for the same areas? Maybe they expanded it a little bit. If you live in Leoti, Sharon Springs, Goodland, Colby, Oakley, be watching out for some severe weather. We got some storms back over here near Lyman, Hugo. Anything north of this, though, should remain pretty non-severe. It's mainly just this guy here. So looking more at like Hugo, Sharon Springs here in Kansas and Colorado. Clean the whole house? Dang. That house is squeaky clean. Changes in air pressure was not fun. What do we got here? We've got a new update on our tornado warning. Now we are talking about ping pong ball-sized hail heading towards Strong City. Echo Top shot up again. Yeah, I don't think the Echo Tops are the problem here. I mean, we're definitely dealing with a fully mature storm. I mean, heck, we're sitting at 60,000 feet. It just kind of looks like an elevated storm to me. Let's come back and see if we can see anything different here on Storm Runner Media's feed.
It's so funny, you can just hear a few in the trees coming down, the hailstones.
There's thunder.
Yep, you can hear it. There it is. It's well, whatever this is. We're even further away than they are, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, there's no tornado right now.
No, I'm just saying.
Or 1 mile. Yeah, I hear it hitting the trees.
Yeah, whatever the size this is.
Do I agree with the non-hatched? Yeah. I mean, today's always been a conditional threat.
We're on the field this time, so we don't. I wouldn't worry.
Jeez.
Yep, I wouldn't worry.
Lightning seemed close.
What's a gnat?
That was like 100 yards from us.
Yeah, that seemed pretty close there. Yeah, I mean the 10% hatched. I mean non-hatched, hatched debate. I saw it. I mean it's pretty conditional. It's pretty conditional. The lapse rates are really low. We know what happens when that happens. So the updrafts will struggle. The storm relativity is there to support a strong tornado threat if these storms can, not become a little bit more inflow dominant, maybe hit a little bit more unstable air. But as of right now, our atmosphere is, for most of our area out here, it's pretty darn stable. And this storm will be out of the stable air probably by our next mesoanalysis update. So, we'll see. We shall see what the storm does. Maybe it tries again, but I mean, even from aloft, it's looking a little bit outflow dominated. Definitely was looking a lot more healthier earlier, but by our last scans, you can kind of tell it's getting this kind of like backward shaped comma look, which is usually an indication of outflow dominancy. Good evening, welcome to the stream, late night stream, Saturday night stream. Should have got some beer. We could have had like a Saturday night party, tornado warning party. Does that even make any sense? Probably not. Probably doesn't make any sense. Probably would be irresponsible. But I feel like in some alternate universe, that could be an acceptable thing. Probably not. We had 30,000 power outages in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Yeah, y'all got a little decent little MCS move through there. Knocked out a lot of power over there. I think it actually got up to 60,000 at one point. No, well, okay. New development. Raindrops.
This is pissing me off. Why is there no hail?
Storm Runner, how is it where you guys are?
Oh, we just had like an echoing gunshot sound, like thunder type right behind us, but hail-wise, I can't seem to get hit by anything.
We're getting some decent stones here. Nothing bigger than like golf balls.
It's only warm.
So we had to go a half mile further west.
Yeah, if you come back
Yes,
here,
raindrops have been observed. We can't see much with this storm, not on radar, not through our chasers, but we can definitely tell that it is raining in the storm. That is happening. So we finally have some information Some confirmable information has been provided finally.
Nothing bigger than golf balls at most, which that's even a stretch.
And Brandon's saying there could be golf balls in here.
That everyone was talking about earlier that we're not going to be favorable for tornadoes anymore.
I think you take it or leave it for subscribing. I think I'll take it. Thank you.
They're still like east southeasterly, but
What do y'all think? If you were chasing this storm, would you take it or leave it? Just by what we know so far about it, which is that it's raining. It has rained. We do know that for 100% certainty. God, everybody's saying they want to leave the storm. Well, that's good news for Cheyenne and Strong City. I'd still be in your safe spots, by the way. Just because we truly just do not have a great idea of what's happening with it. But I'd still be in your safe spots. Something random could still happen with this storm. We'll see. Take it and leave. I don't think you can eat, have your cake and eat it too. I think that's how that saying goes. Do storm chasers just get normal car insurance? I have no idea. I don't think there's any storm chaser car insurance. Yeah, our severe thunderstorm warning on this storm is for $half sized hail, and our tornado warning is for ping pong ball sized hail. Oh, are they getting into some more hail? Looks like there could be some hail in there.
One thing that's nice though, Brandon, we've literally had to drive like 5 miles in the last hour.
Adam, thank you so much for the Venmo.
I've seen absolutely zero chaser conversions.
That sounds like rain.
Appreciate your
The
support,
lowest
Adam.
stress chase of all time.
Oh, I heard a little dink. Maybe some microscopic sized hail has occurred. That might have been the world's smallest hail dink. Or it could have just been a raindrop.
They're in their own little world over there because they've been
Not seeing anything bounce on the ground.
closer than literally everyone else.
You guys are gonna really love it when you get it. Yeah. Now I bet tomorrow it's gonna be a little.
Oh, man. By the way, folks, hold on. Let me get some. Let me get something real quick. I got something to show you guys. All right. As you were about to leave, I knew that actually, Dylan. I knew that you were about to leave and everybody was about to leave. And so I had to pull something out of my butt. And look at this. Look what we got. Can you read it? The green screen's messing it up. Habanero hot sauce. Yeah. Yeah. You know the deal. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to dip a jalapeno in the habanero hot sauce. That's the challenge. Your colon could never. Neither can mine. I don't know why I do this, but I think it's fun. Actually, I do know why I do it. I think it's fun. And it's a great way to raise money. It's a death sentence? No, it's not that. It can't be that bad. Hold on. Can I smell it? Does it have a seal on it? The smell test will say everything. Oh, there's a seal on it. Oh, we got to lift the seal. Oh, boy. Oh, that doesn't smell fun. Oh, yeah. That's what it says in the back. When it's time to put the hot in hot sauce, tropical habanero is our spice hero. Sure, it may make you sweat a little, but isn't that what you came for? Terry's already asking. Uh, I feel like, I honestly feel like, every we'll do the same thing as we did originally for the jalapeno, because honestly, the jalapeno has lost its. I've been eating jalapenos now on my sandwiches every day, so it's not fair. So we'll do the same thing. I don't owe y'all nothing yet, but we'll do a jalapeno dipped in this stuff for a hundy, just like the last time. And every time somebody donates a hundy, there'll be another jalapeno. Well, we'll see how the first time goes. So, I'm only committing it to once. If it's horrible, then I don't know if I'll do it again. If it's that bad. You thought this was tornado warning coverage? It's not anymore, because that tornado warning just expired. But it was. Everybody can come out of their safe spots. We have fun every now and then on this channel. I mean, it's not all seriousness. You're a weather addict? Well, we're here to give you the the weather paraphernalia. If you're addicted, we got it. We got tons of weather information. But thank you, Neil, for the $7.77. Thank you so much. My goodness. Yeah, this storm over here is looking like it's dying. I'm not gonna lie. Like the hail core just fizzled into the void. This one back over here is still looking kind of interesting, though. It hasn't died completely yet. Still kind of seems outflow dominant. We kind of got a backward shape, or we got a comma shape here, pushing down to the south and east towards Hitchcock. Let's drink some milk before you do that. I mean, no guarantees. I think the fairest way to go about it. Fairest way to go about it is I don't drink anything for like the first minute, and this is like really for the first 5 minutes. But if it's really bad, I still reserve the option to cave to milk. Terry, we're gonna have some problems, aren't we? She asked. I had a feeling she was gonna do it. Oh boy, now we gotta do it. I ain't gonna wait to the end. We're gonna do it right now. Thank you. Huge shout out to Terry for the hundy. Thank you so much. That's a massive donato. That's an EF5 donato right there. Heading towards the eastern storm. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. This storm is kind of in. The funny thing about it is that this storm is actually in a worse environment this storm is in, and it seems to be hanging on there a little bit better, which is odd. Might be more of a hail threat and a wind threat, but we'll see. All right, let me get that. Let me get a little bowl and a jalapeno. I couldn't find a bowl, but I got a paper plate. It can't be that hot, right? All right, but there's the jalapeno. I'll make sure I do all of this so you guys can see. All right. How fast does this drop out of here? Oh boy. I thought it would be more viscous. I don't know why, but it being less viscous concerns me. All right. Is that enough? More? Oh my goodness. I can't even fit that much on a jalapeno. The jalapeno is only so big. Yeah, it completely coats the jalapeno as it is, folks. I mean, you can see. I mean, the jalapeno is green, but it's dripping. That is dripping with habanero sauce. Like the plate. Oh my. Okay. Here we go. Hopefully it's not that hot. Yeah, it's definitely. Whew. That is definitely hotter than just a jalapeno. Mm. All right, no water. Oh, that's hot. That's no joke. Mm. Wash my hands. All right, I'll wash my hands. Hold on. Yeah. I think I regret licking the plate. But I felt like, I guess it builds. I felt like it wasn't that spicy. But I forgot that sometimes the spice builds a little bit. Imagine how the plate feels. Plate has like a hole in it. Nah, it's fine, guys. I'm totally good. My lips are tingling. Ooh, that's spicy. I thought habaneros weren't that bad. That's a little bit more than I was expecting. Yeah, I don't know about doing that for every $100 donation. I feel like it's got to be higher. Oh, this is your first impression of me? Well, welcome. I'm sorry. All right. Latest scan over here for this storm. Still not a whole lot of rotation. But we got some $half sized hail heading into Hitchcock. Surely won't be as bad as eating habanero as long as you're indoors and away from windows. And then back over here, this storm is, I feel like, fizzling into non existence. It has gone poof. Oh my gosh, my nose is watery. It's not Dylan's fault. It's all Terry's fault. Mm. Playing Apex Legends? All right. I'm not crying. My eyes are watering. It's hot. It doesn't go away fast like the jalapeno did. I'm not going to touch my eyes. I washed my hands. Do I have OBS? Yeah, we have OBS. Whew. Those peppers are 33 times hotter than jalapenos? Why did nobody tell me? These cells, yeah, these are the ones that were supposed to do it, but they are struggling. Thank you, Altmans, for the 20. Thank you so much. Oh, that sucks, man. I shouldn't have licked the plate. I shouldn't have licked the plate. Forgot it takes time for spice to build in. Is it going to be a bust over 8 OKC? It could be. It depends on what this storm does. I mean, it's really not in that great environment, but it's still technically trying. So I think it's still worth monitoring since it's still alive. I'm holding off on the water. I want to see how long I can go without the water. Sorry. Teaspoon of olive oil? No. I am not weak. I will prevail. No water, no milk. For $100, you eat the whole jar of habaneros. You're just crazy. You're just crazy. Ghost pepper, guys. No, we are not moving on to ghost pepper until I conquer the habanero. Because, yeah, that's substantial heat. I'm not moving up from that in a while. If we go any higher, I don't even think I'd be able to do coverage. So we're sticking at that. $100 jalapeno dipped in habanero. That hurts. That's not fun. And it's not fun for a while. Ugh. It's hot coming out. Yeah, let's not talk about that. I don't even want to think about that right now. It still burns. How long does this last? My lips are like tingling. Yeah. Wichita radar has wild velocities. Yeah, well, that's radar's super far away. Don't use that radar for this storm. 30 minutes, 4 hours, 2 weeks. That'd be wild. Takes the hot away. I'm trying to relish in the hot. You know, it's not every day. It's not every day you get to experience heat in the mouth. People are telling me to drink water and drink milk like I'm going to die. Evan needs to get water. Seriously, dude. Get some water. No, this is all side lobe here in Texas. It's mainly just damaging winds and some hail. About to head into Jayton. Ugh. Call an ambulance. Wow, it is amazing how fast this storm fell apart. I mean, this was probably the most serious tornado threat of the day, and it just went poof. It might be trying again, actually. There's a little bit of something coming back on it. My nose is running quite a bit, but I feel like the spice is going down a little bit. It's not as bad as it was. That was a lot of the sauce, and I licked the plate. You nearly died? Yeah. Yeah, they're like, I don't know about like, because obviously eating a pepper won't kill you. But what it can do is give you like a severe anxiety attack, and I would love to not do that live on stream. So I don't think we're going to be going over habanero for a while. All right, I'm gonna drink my first sip of water. I know it doesn't help, but it feels like it helps, and that's all I need. We needed to insult the storm. Would I suck the sauce out of the straw from the bottle? No. Everybody's like, dude, you should try the Carolina Reaper. You've already conquered the jalapeno. Let's just go straight to the top. We started off with a sliced jalapeno. Then we did a slice of jalapeno with habanero hot sauce on it. It's okay. It's dying down. But that was intense. I was not expecting that much heat. Yeah, the Reaper is not the spiciest anymore. Now it's Pepper X. Pepper X is the spiciest. Yeah, this storm does not look like it's going to produce a NATO, in my opinion, but I think it's technically latched onto the boundary. Pure capsaicin? Yeah, that would be a big no. Help believes he's the spiciest pepper. Okay. Wait until it comes out the other end. I don't want to, actually. Is there a way to, like, not do that? I don't think milk's going to help. Chanute, Kansas? Let me see. Chanute, Kansas. There are some storms around you, but it doesn't seem like any of them are coming towards you. So yeah, you guys are gonna be pretty good for the rest of the night. You guys are technically in a severe weather risk, I think, up there in Canute, but it's not a very powerful one. Pretty weak storms, if anything. Oh yeah, cheesecake sounds great. I don't have any other milk products other than milk. In Tulsa, yeah, I mean, eventually these storms should try to fire, but I will say the air is quite stable, so I don't think the severe threat's going to be super elevated. You know, the fact that these storms can't even produce a tornado and barely any strong hail, and this is our best environment, is kind of an indication of what is possible in other places. How many Scoville units is this? It doesn't have it on it. All it says is that it's medium hot. I would hate to try their hot sauce. Their hot sauce. It doesn't say what the Scovilles are on it. How about some Tums? Doubt it. Try a real habanero pepper. I mean, it can't be much worse than this. I mean, this is habanero hot sauce. It's basically just ground up jalapeno pepper. You know, if you take a bite of a jalapeno pepper, there's a chance that you just don't get that many seeds. But this just has all the seeds grounded up into a sauce, into a paste. So you're definitely getting the whole experience. The last dab. Yeah, that one apparently is very, very hot. And like, I don't know, like maybe something like that eventually, once we work our way up there. But I think we're going to be stuck on habanero hot sauce for a while. Until I stop crying while eating it. Once we get over that stage, then we can be comfortable moving on to the next level, I think. But I'm definitely not going to go from habanero to ghost pepper. We're just not doing that. Just from smelling it, yeah. Yeah, that one's the real deal. It's got a lot of Scovilles on it. So definitely don't want to. Scotch bonnets. Oh, yeah. Scotch bonnets are pretty hot, too. Yeah. Yellow bird. Oh, geez. Gave you the shakes, yeah. Yeah, guys, I don't know about these storms in terms of the tornado threat. We'll stay on live for a little bit and watch this storm, but if it really doesn't improve its shape, within the next hour or so, I don't know. I think I'm just going to get off. Because I was expecting this storm to, it had like a brief moment, but the walls were closing in on that storm, definitely. We talked about it at the beginning of the stream, how the cap was about to build in and how the storm only had about 30 minutes. But I didn't think it would completely fall apart like this. I thought it would still maybe be a hail threat. But that storm just went poof. Go see what Storm Runner Media is up. Hopefully they're having a better time than I am.
There should be no reason as many chasers are chasing at night with deviant movers. It makes no sense.
Everyone's bored. Everyone's desperate to see something. No one has anything better to do.
That is true. Nobody has anything better to do. What would technically be like the next logical rung on the ladder? Let me see here. Just like for future Habanero. Wait, no, we'll do Pepper Scoville chart. Let's see where we are. I think we're still pretty close to the bottom. Actually, we're like in the middle. Look at that jalapeno. Has like 100,000 Scovilles. So the next one would be the jalapenos all the way down here. No wonder that didn't really. Peppercini has Scovilles. Bell pepper has exactly 0 Scovilles. So yeah, the next one would be like the red Savino habanero or the ghost pepper. Oh, geez. Yeah, it looks like the ghost pepper is probably the most logical next step. Probably do it in hot sauce form. Yeah. Knowing what I just went through with the habanero, though, it'll definitely be like an $1,000 dono goal for the ghost pepper. Definitely gonna be like 1,000 for sure. That one's not gonna be cheap because even just the habanero was painful. And yeah, I mean, the ghost pepper could be up to 10 times hotter than the habanero. Draw the line at cayenne. Where's cayenne on the spice chart? I don't even think. Yeah, cayenne doesn't even make the spice chart. I don't know. Once we get up to ghost pepper, though, I'm gonna die. Scotch bonnets are apparently just as hot as habaneros. Apparently. Not that big of a difference. We actually climbed a lot further up the ladder than we should have with the habanero. I didn't understand we were going that crazy. $1 per Scoville unit. I like that. Yeah, if that's the case, we'll definitely do the ghost pepper. That one's got 1 million Scoville units. All right, we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning on this storm for $0.5 size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's going through Hitchcock right now and about to head into Watonga. Pepper X, no. I don't think I'll ever even try. Scotch bonnet and the habanero, the same pepper. Oh, okay, gotcha. That makes sense because it says they have the same Scoville amount, like 100 to 350,000. So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I guess if we wanted to like do one more step up, it would be like the chocolate habanero, which is like 425,000. That one's definitely going to be hotter than the habanero, like the regular habanero. But I think these ones are going to have to like actually order online. So I don't know. Yeah, latest scan on our velocities. Really not seeing much happening with this storm right now near Watanga. But we'll stay around for just a little bit, see what it does. See what it do. Carolina Reaper is the hottest. It was, but it got dethroned. We've got a little bit of a photo journey to go through here. This is me thinking, regretting all my life decisions. Right before I ate it. This is me before then thinking, wow, has it really come to this? And then this is me after eating. I don't really have words to put on that face other than pain. Thank you forever for taking those. I appreciate it. New emoji. Yeah, I'll screenshot that. Yeah, I'll bookmark that tweet. I'll bookmark it and we'll make a emoji. Cayenne pepper is 3 lines above jalapenos. Yeah. Yeah, habanero is higher on the list than cayenne. We should have went to cayenne next and then did habanero. But I didn't realize that we were skipping so many rungs. Yeah, latest scan on this storm. Storm looks like it's actually kind of falling apart here. I'm not going to lie. That hail core seems to be diminishing like this one did back over here. Habanero's hotter for sure. Yeah. Yeah, especially when you lick it off a plate. The cap break over OKC. It did briefly over here. And like kind of in this zone, it kind of briefly broke, but yeah, it immediately filled back up as the daytime heating went away. Yeah, I think the spice level in my mouth right now is about 1 out of 10. So it's definitely pretty much gone. That was intense, but it went away quicker than I thought. Yeah, huge shout out. As much as I hated it, huge shout out to Terry Graves for the $100. I do appreciate that. That is very helpful. And obviously, you allowed everybody to have a little bit of fun as well. So it's not just a donation that goes nowhere. Everybody gets to enjoy me in pain. What a great life. What a great life we live here, huh? All right, what's the Storm Runner Media dude doing? I think all the chases are sad, but should be a good sign.
It's just wild that days like this happen, you've got the potential for like violent tornadoes today. Big time potential for violent tornadoes and then just nothing.
It happens. That's your classic Oklahoma bust.
That's a rarity when you actually get storms to take advantage of the environment. This is what usually happens.
There's no doubt about that. The fact that the parameter space was there for like freaking EF5 today, and we got a thunderstorm with small hail, it's wild.
I wouldn't say EF5, but a violent tornado technically couldn't have been ruled out. But yeah, it didn't happen, thankfully. But it's a good point. There was a high ceiling for today, and we got the floor. You're okay with the bus? I think we all are. I hate to say it, but I root against these storms. Well, I love to say it, actually. I root against these storms, but I also because I root against the storms, I'm also rooting against the storm chasers. So Yeah, everybody come over here and watch me try to spell. Is that right? Is that get that right first try? Okay, the habanero though, I'm probably gonna screw up. Habanero. Nope, definitely screwed that up. All right, I'm not gonna use spell check. We're gonna get it right. Habanero. No. Habanero? That can't be like that. Yeah. I've used all the vowels. Habanero. Oh, there we go. Is that it? Yeah, there we go. Jalapeno covered habanero. This was a dumb decision, but I survived. There we go. We got it right. Apollino? What is that? A Hapolino? Honestly, like that better than just jalapeno. Wait, no! I screwed up. It was a habanero covered jalapeno. Not a jalapeno covered habanero. Dang it. Habanero covered jalapeno. What have my streams become? Thankfully, I survived. ... This time. There we go. Oh yeah, it needs a little hat on the end. That is true. All right, yeah, this storm has definitely got signs of death painted all over it. So, all right, I think that's gonna be it for me. Probably the shortest stream of the year, but I do appreciate everybody tuning in for the torture. Huge shout out to Terry. Let me shout out everybody that donated. I want to make that a habit. Faye Ottmans, Neil. Thank you, Seacor, Jennifer S for becoming a Wimdy member. Thank you, Cheryl, for the 20, Anthony and Terry Grace for gifting 5 memberships. You guys are awesome. I will not be reporting back on what happens in the aftermath. If I don't go live tomorrow, you know what happened. Let's do a little bit of a future forecast here for the next day, though. I do want to do that. So these storms were supposed to be a little bit bigger than they were. And I'm wondering if that has anything to do with if that will do anything to our MCS potential. Probably not, because it looks like our MCS is coming out of Colorado. So going into tomorrow morning, probably some damaging winds possible over from St. John into Wichita tonight, going into tomorrow morning. That is eventually going to be pushing down into Arkansas, kind of similar to what happened today. You know, some damaging winds, some hail is going to be possible. Tornado threat should be pretty low. But yeah, that's going to push down into Pine Bluff by 5 p.m., eventually into Mississippi by 9 p.m. And then, you know, probably at around 8 to, looks like starting at around 4 p.m. Could have some showers and thunderstorms again up here in northern Alabama. Shouldn't be too bad. And then by 12 a.m., that MCS starts to kind of fall apart and become kind of a nothing burger. But as you can see back over here, you know, we're going to have another severe threat. Just a little bit of an update here. We did get an enhanced risk for tomorrow. That's going to be kind of in the same areas, a little bit further south, though, for Elk City, Altus, Vernon, Wichita Falls. And again, that's going to be mainly for that MCS. Our tornado chances, at least the last time I checked, are still pretty low. Yeah, still pretty low, 2% tornado chance. I wouldn't be surprised to see that get up to a 5%, but it's going to be conditional, kind of like today. Large hail is going to be a significant threat. And also, I mean, damaging winds is going to be our biggest threat over there for our enhanced risk. with some large to very large hail also being possible. So that's what those storms are going to be packing. And as you can see, when they start, that's when your hail threat will probably be the highest. Once it starts to transition more into an MCS, it looks like it's going to go further south than what models were saying today. So that'll be interesting. If this goes further south, we might see that enhanced risk maybe get booted down a little bit further to the south. We'll see there. But yeah, a line of damaging winds, potentially some widespread power outages. It could be possible. Tomorrow, is that tomorrow night? No, the day after tomorrow night. Over here near McKinney, Dallas, Texas, and Sulphur Springs. So watch out. Damaging winds, potentially even up to 70. Can't even rule out 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds with this line of storms. And that'll push down to Shreveport, southern Arkansas, as we go into 7 a.m. and eventually down through pretty much the entire state of Louisiana from 10 a.m. Through about 3 p.m. And then we could see some reinvigoration of some thunderstorms as we go into 5 p.m. and over here in southern Mississippi, going into Alabama. And that's kind of our forecast for the next couple of days. So make sure you guys are weather aware out there. Definitely some damaging winds possible over there in Kansas. And damaging winds again over here in Oklahoma with that large hail going into Dallas the day after tomorrow, really. I mean, it really seems like as we go throughout the day, we're mainly going to be dealing with these thunderstorms over here in Oklahoma City, and that MCS should develop as we go into like the very early morning hours over here in northeastern Texas. Yeah, huge shout out to everybody in chat. Hopefully we don't have to go to live tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see. There's a possibility for sure if that tornado threat gets elevated, or if the wind threat goes a little bit crazy. But yeah, guys, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.